FPL Gameweek 30 Captaincy debate. Should we go for Haaland or should we go for Salah? It is the question of form versus fixture. Do you go without Salah and just pair Isak with Haaland? This is Fancy Football G. I'm your host, Kat. We will be ending this debate. So, without further ado, let us get into it. All right, guys. Now, let me go through the setup for you so you have everything you need as we talk through this. Now, over here, we have the upcoming fixtures, so we can see the run of fixtures for both players. Down below me, we have the overall totals over the season, all right? Now, down that side, we have the per 90 stats from the season. And then over here, I'll be sharing with you the main content, which is more so easy diagrams for us to read and see comparisons between the two players and the fixtures that they're going to be playing. So, I think let's start off with the most important question. Kat, who are we captaining, Doc? Who are we going with? Guys, there are a number of things we have to look at here because I think the other question is, are we going to be selling Salah and going on without him, right? Now, I think let's start off here with this upcoming fixtures, right? And look at the fixture run, okay? Now, yes, fine, Haaland has a really great fixture. City, they really have a really good fixture run. And I think a lot of the people are looking at actually having Isak with Haaland and going on without Mo Salah because a lot of people are going to be actually captaining Isak and switching between Haaland and Isak. But that's not to say Salah has bad fixtures and you can't actually captain him. And in my opinion, right, I think, fine, a lot of people don't really have a really great, team value, so they can't fit all three of them in. And I think it's really possible. I know I can, I know I have. And I think if you can, try and do that because in all honesty, guys, Salah has just the Premier League. And I think he's a man who really loves having those awards, those accolades. And I think he's just going to go all out having that, knowing also that it might literally be his last season. And you know, that whole nonchalant of like, this is it, you know, Salah's going to be chasing this and that. Bro, this is the king of FPL. I would have Salah in. So on the question as to whether or not you should go without Salah, I think if you can fit him in, keep him in. Have him, Isak, and Haaland, if it's possible. If not, I understand why you would just go for Isak and Haaland. It's totally viable, in my opinion. I just feel, and honestly, I just feel that Salah's going to hurt you somewhere along the line in those games because look, Everton versus Leicester with Haaland versus Thingy. Straight away there, you can captain either or. There is no wrong answer. It's literally just we'll see what the outcome is. There literally is no wrong answer there. And then you look further on down the line, he's got Leicester in the double game week 33, where Salah most likely won't be doubling, and we'll have to see who's going to be the best captaincy there. And I think a lot of people are looking at most likely. I think Isak might be captaining, might be doubling there. I know he's doubling in that game week 32 there, where Haaland plays Crystal Palace. And Salah plays West Ham, but even there in itself, you can see Salah playing West Ham at home. Isak is going to be playing Man City, and not Man City, I think it's Manchester United, and he's going to be playing Crystal Palace, who themselves, you know, on their good day are very good, and we all know how a single game week can actually perform really well. So, knowing Man City as well in their form, don't be surprised that Haaland doesn't give you the numbers that he needs to give you. You can see his per 90 stats. Of course, Salah's been outperforming him the whole time. You can see the totals down here as well, that like in goals, in points, assists, you know, it's not his game is not just goals. It's literally all around, and you can see it with the diagram over there as well. With Haaland being the blue and Salah being the red, if you haven't noticed it by now. So it's really tough to just necessarily go without Salah, right? Now, I think that question is answered. Try and fit Salah in if you can. Try not to go without him. Now, who's it going to be for this game week? I think for this game week, if it depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to catch up, then Haaland is actually the way to go, because he is low owned in terms of active players, because his ownership, I believe, is 30% ownership. But now that's with a whole lot of players who are like in the millions, and I'm talking about like 5 million and over, and who are not even actively playing. And so the ownership that he has in the actual active community of players who are currently playing is very low owned. So yeah, fine, a lot of people bringing him in now, but he's still going to be highly low owned compared to Salah. He's a great, I think, player to captain if you really are chasing. And that's the risk, though, that if you are willing to go up against Salah. Now, this is where I think we should go into the next diagrams, and I will come back to this one. But before we do that, can we just please give Kat a beautiful subscribe if you're loving the content and you are still here and you want to hear more from me. I'm here every week giving you guys the best tips and strategies towards your FPL season. Really would appreciate the support. It really goes a long way and lets me know that you love the content. And if you have any questions as well, then put them in the comment section. I really would love to answer your questions if there is anything that I haven't touched on which you do have a question about. So let's continue now. What I want to show you is the Liverpool versus Everton, and essentially this is the team diagram. Now essentially what you want to see here, right, is Liverpool's in red, Everton's in yellow. On the right hand side is the attacking attributes. On the left hand side is the defensive attributes, right? So you can see with the red, it's overshadowing, not just overshadowing, but broadly going into the end of those actual points. And with Everton, you can see on the left hand side, it's really coming in towards, which means they have very low qualities when it comes to their defensive qualities. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the attacking team be broadly out in the spider diagram, and the team that you're going to be attacking with very low defensive quality. So this is a great diagram of showing that, look, in terms of Liverpool's attack versus Everton's defense, Liverpool their attack highly overshadows their defense. This, of course, would be the same with City, which is what I'm going to go through here. Now, if you look over here with City, City's attack, of course, is really overshadowing the left-hand side of Leicester's defense, which they don't really have good defensive qualities, as well as, of course, attacking qualities. And you can see City's one is broadly, literally on the last point of each and every single tipping point there. And so it's really hinting at the fact that Haaland is actually a better captain for Gameweek 30, which is totally 100% true. I agree with it as well, and it's really fixture based and team based now that you can see on the actual diagrams. But we cannot ignore form, especially Mo Salah's form this season. I think if you're going on form, Salah's the way to go. And again, that really is depending on what type of manager you are as well. We know the risk that's going up against Salah is because he's highly owned. A lot of people own him. And so if you're trying to catch up, don't even think about it. Go for Haaland, right? The risk there in the sense is like Haaland might not be the guy who gets all the goals, and which is essentially what you want now. With Mamouche being there, there's sort of like a goal distribution, right? And whereas with Salah, the goal involvement, these XG is absolutely high when it comes to Liverpool and the team. And so whether it's a goal, whether he doesn't score it, he's involved in terms of assist. There's a high level of him being involved in terms of assist. So if they manage to win at least like 3-2 or 3-1, he's involved in at least 2 of those goals, and maybe most likely even all 3. Whereas with Haaland, if he's scoring like the score is like 4-2 or 4-0, bro, the guy could be involved in just like an assist or maybe just a goal, And that's the tough part in the decision when it comes to here. So I think if you're trying to catch up, go for Haaland. If you're trying to play safe and hold rank, go for Salah for game week 30. And Lovey. Right, I'm trying to help some folks out here. Sorry, Lovey trying to feature here. And I think it's as plain as simple as that, you know. I totally would go with those options when it comes to whether or not I'm chasing or whether or not I'm actually going with a person with I'm trying to actually defend, so holding my position. Just want to go back here to this Haaland versus Salah. So yeah, game week 30, the best captain in my overall decision is Haaland. It is Haaland, and I think we have to also mention that Everton has been undefeated as well, so it's not going to be an easy game for Salah. It's really not, and we all know this from the previous game week. Yes, they can win. Yes, they will win. And it just most likely won't be by a lot of goals. And it literally could be 2-0 and Salah could grab both those goals, you know, and then it's a totally different conversation. And that's the thing when it comes to going against Salah. But Fantasy Football Hub's, this, by the way, all information is gathered from Fantasy Football Hub. The link is in the description if you would like to get a 7-day free trial, as well as 30% off using the link in the description. So if you would like that, honestly, it really, really does help. And that's what I've used to also help me build my wild cards. So if you're in this time where you're trying to figure out your chips as well and get some transfer advice as well, the AI Hub also helps you with transfer suggestions. Honestly, amazing, great tool, guys. Just give it a try for the 7 days. Again, if the 7 days are over and you are just not happy and you don't want to use it, then you don't have to pay for it. But if you do, at least you know you're getting 30% off as well. So grab the link in the description below, and yeah, trust me, you won't regret it. But yeah, that is it. You guys let me know who you're going to be going with. Is it Haaland? Is it Salah? Are you chasing? Are you trying to protect your rank? Which one you think is the winner? Form versus fixture, Haaland versus Salah. We'd really love to know. And just leave me any questions that you may have in the comment section. Remember to also please subscribe. It really goes a long way for the channel. Trying to build a community here, please. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.